Hello, and welcome to Lorcana Craze. My name is Mike, and welcome to my channel. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to view my intro video. Thank you for being here with me. Means a lot. So, I wanted to start with just introducing myself, talking about Disney Lorcana, why I like it, some of my favorite cards, why I wanted to start this channel, a whole lot of things, more than what I can cover in one video, but I hope you all will come back and see more. So with that, let's go ahead and get into some Lorcana. So what I really like about this game is really the artwork. I'm a Disney fan. I've loved Disney. I grew up with Disney. I've wholeheartedly enjoyed it all through my life and into my adulthood, and I just can't get enough of it. There's the music, the animation, even the live action movies, just all of it I love. I absolutely adore the stories that Disney tells. I adore the music they can come up with. And it helps get me through my day. It helps get me through my day. I just really love Disney. I have multiple playlists based on different moods I'm in, or if there's certain genres of movies or songs that I want to listen to, if I want more upbeat or more relaxed, more emotional. It just kind of all depends. Some days I'll just hit shuffle and listen to all of it. So what I really wanted to get into with this channel is just that, just talking about Disney, enjoying this card game, enjoying just that camaraderie and that just shared love of card games and Disney in general. I want to really focus on just casual play. There's a lot of content creators, and they're all fantastic out there that will go over the different top 8 lists, what the meta is, what to do, how to build for competitive play or for that one-on-one play. But I really want to focus on multiplayer. Just casual multiplayer, getting a group together of, maybe your friends or your fellow card game players at your local game store, and just sitting down and enjoying a day or evening, morning, what have you, playing a game that we all love with, artwork and content that we all can enjoy. And with that, we'll get into some of a few of the actual differences in some of the Lorcana cards. There's quite a few different kinds out there, from heroes to villains to knights and princesses and sorcerers, aliens. They have so many different movies already added to this game, and they've re-envisioned these characters so beautifully. I really applaud Ravensburger for what they've done here. To be able to take the stories and the characters that a lot of us either grew up with or just now discovering, and showcasing where they came from and what else they could be or be doing, or the different sides of them or personalities they could have. So, and that's what I think they really get into whenever they have the different characterizations for characters. You've got Storyborns, Dreamborns, Floodborns. Storyborns are really those stories we know and love. Just what we've watched either growing up or what have you, and just the characters that we know. Dreamborns are what they like to call new characters, things that we've just dreamt up, mainly for the Illumineers. And those are the people who have been chosen to come to the Inklands, the great Illuminary, to discover this world and find lore scattered throughout of the Inklands. and throughout the Lorcana universe. And then you have Floodborns, who were introduced with the second set, Rise of the Floodborn. And this is when there was this giant flood that came out from the Great Illuminary, giant flood of ink, and covered the Inklands and changed a lot of these characters. So they're not going to be, what you have that nostalgia for. They're going to be re-envisioned, and I'll show some of those. So with that, I'm going to get into some of the cards that I just absolutely adore. They are beautiful. I like them for different reasons, either the artwork or the movie they came from. And so it just so many different reasons. And there were so many cards that I could have chosen. I had a whole stack, and I really had to dwindle it down. There's just so many to choose from, so many that I would have wanted to choose, but I don't really have time in just one video to cover. So I'm just going to cover a few that I enjoy for the different reasons, and let's go from there. So I'm going to start with just the tried and true. We have Mickey Mouse. This one is Wayward Sorcerer. There are a few other ones that have released with the current sets already, and there are some that are coming out in Inklands. But for this one, I liked it because of the artwork, because of how they're portraying the character. It is a Dreamborn, so it is something that, was dreamt up. And, I like how he looks so determined, so focused. And you can tell that this is not that normal kind of Mickey Mouse that we know, the fun-loving and, kind of shenanigans he would get into. He's just really focused. It looks like he very much has a task at hand, and he is just going to accomplish that. I love how they gave him that Archmage kind of look. From the staff with all that fire at the top, that long flowing cloak and the hood, and I love how they had his ears come out of the hood. I love how they added that there are holes for the ears. They don't get covered by the hood, because this is Mickey Mouse, and the ears are just important. So that is very much why I enjoy this card. I also love the effect he has. You got Animate Broom. You may pay one ink less to play Broom characters. And then Ceaseless Worker. Whenever one of your Broom characters is banished in a challenge, you may return that card to your hand. As of right now, we don't have many Brooms. There is one that has been spoiled, coming out with the next set. And I'm just excited to see if there's going to be enough to build a Broom deck. Just having, Mickey Mouse, the Sorcerer Mickey Mouse just on your field, just surrounded by an army of brooms, because that is how we do things. That is how Mickey Mouse, Wayward Sorcerer, does things. On to the next card, we have Snow White. And I love all the Snow Whites that they've released so far. The artworks are just beautiful, and it was really hard to narrow it down to just one. I really chose this one because it is a little different from what we already know. We have Snow White, Well-Wisher. She's a Floodborn character, and it just really shows almost a different side of her. I feel it shows just a more confident, more sure of herself, almost, with how she looks, how she's carrying herself. I love the outfit. I love the illustration that they chose for that, and how you have the birds. One she's holding, the other one flying to her. It really showcases the original character. She's still that nature-based, songstress, if you will. And it's just beautiful card. And I love the representation from how they've done it. The differences from the original character from the movie. So next one, it's actually going to be kind of 3 in 1, if you will. Aladdin. Aladdin is one of the top 5, in my opinion, for myself. I absolutely adore this movie soundtrack, start to finish. And what I really like about these cards, the Street Rat and Prince Ali, both storyborn, so they are from the movies. These are the characters that we know and love. And it just really, I really like how it showcases the 2 different parts of the movie, the 2 different, sections of the character development. You have the Street Rat, where he's introduced. We kind of get a feel for his, thought process, his morals, what he's all about. And then you have the Prince Ali, after the genie's wish, so that way he can go and try to capture Princess Jasmine's heart. And I just really enjoy how we have those 2 different sections of that character development from just one of my favorite movies. The third Aladdin I would really like to show is the Floodborn Aladdin Heroic Outlaw. And this card, I really enjoy because it makes me feel like this is what he would have looked like if he would have actually joined the 40 Thieves and stayed with the 40 Thieves. I imagine he would have probably taken them on a whole different kind of path, really took it by the reins and just moved forward with it and really embraced it. And I just really love that artwork. I really like how it shows that, he is that successful outlaw, I just really like how they could encapsulate the original character and just change him around a little bit and give us something totally new with a totally different feeling that is different from what we know in the original movie. I would also like to, kind of the same reason, I really like Arthur. Very different from the Arthur we knew in the movies, The Sword and the Stone. And it just kind of shows a different side of him. What if things were a little different? What if maybe he was raised in the arts, in the mystic arts, if you will, and just kind of looks more sure of himself, more confident, really delved and focused on what he is researching, what he's looking into. You can tell he's been doing it a while. You can tell they added the candles. They're almost burnt out, so he's had to have been sitting there for a while, just really poring over what he is trying to learn. And I think that was a perfect choice of artwork for Arthur Wizard's Apprentice. And they just did a fantastic job. Next is another storyborn. We have Simba, Returned King. Lion King, that one's in my top 10. Didn't break the top 5, but is definitely in the top 10 favorite movies. And I really enjoy this part of the movie. We got through the beginning, that downward spiral into Simba meeting Timon and Pumbaa, and then finally realizing his true path, his true call. And that's why I love how just sure of himself he looks in this art. Just how proud he is and just focused. And I think it's just perfect. Perfect name for the card, Simba, Returned King. It really shows that he is come back to be king, and he is ready for that responsibility. Fantastic job with this card. This card I like for art and for its ability. We have Belle, Hidden Archer. She is a Floodborn character, so again, very different from the story the character you know and love. So with her, you have, that ranger attire. I love how they did the ends of each arrow with roses instead of feathers. I think it really adds a dynamic to her character and links her back to the original story. It's still the same character, just maybe a different skill set. And she is a 5-cost character. She is not inkable. A 3, a strength, 3 willpower, shift 3, so you can get her out earlier. You play a bell on 3, play her on 4, or anything. It just kind of depends. We're going to see if we can get more bells with the new set. That is going to maybe make her a little more playable in the 1v1 kind of competitive circuit. I really enjoy the ability that when she's challenged, the challenging character's player discards all cards in their hand. I think that is fantastic. It's detrimental. She quests for 3 lore, so it makes her super strong. And I think in multiplayer, she has a place. She's a scary character. You have a table full of your friends. You're questing with her, and now they're all deciding who needs to give up their hand, who needs to, play all the cards out of their hand so that way they can safely attack into her or challenge into her. Things like that. I just really like the card. Now I would like to talk about the songs. So these are actions that characters can sing. So you can either pay their cost or you can exert a character to sing it for free. I think it's a really fun mechanic, being able to have different kinds of things to do, whether you're doing just a regular action that you just have to pay the ink for, or if you're running the songs, you can either pay that ink or use the character. Kind of depends the moment. What is more fruitful? What will work out better in the end? And so just a couple songs here. Be Our Guest. 2 cost. It inks. So a character with cost 2 or more can sing it. And you look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a character card, put it in your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. And I really like that ability for this card. I think the ability encapsulates the song. I think it really just kind of plays off of that because, we have Be Our Guest, and they're just singing to Belle, inviting her to enjoy her stay with them, that they're going to give her the best hospitality they could possibly give her. And it's one of my favorite songs. It's just upbeat. It fills you with energy, or at least for me, fills me with energy. And sometimes I'll listen to this song in the morning just to kind of get my day started, get a little pep in my step. If I'm feeling a little run down that morning, or I'm just not quite ready to work that morning, I'll listen to it on my drive in. So that way, by the time I get to work, I just really feel energized, ready for the day. And that is just one of the biggest reasons I love this song. And the card art, well done. It really, really captures that scene. Really captures the essence of what that scene is about. And it's just fantastic. They did a wonderful job. And then we have Strength of a Raging Fire. This is from Mulan. Mulan, I love it. Top 5. Definitely in my top 5. Primarily for the soundtrack. I think every song in that movie is just golden. They're just great. I find myself listening to that soundtrack often. Then again, like I said, I listen to Disney often. So it's not really saying much, but I love it. And I love the artwork that they did. I love the part of that scene that they showed, what looks like fireworks, or in the background just flying around them, really adds to this card. And just fantastic. Definitely one of the cards that I will be playing in a Mulan themed deck as we get more cards to support that kind of build that kind of play style. Like I said, I want to build all theme decks. I want a Winnie the Pooh, a Seven Dwarves, eventually like Mulan and Mickey Mouse and Friends, where I have Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, and they're all just on the board trying to quest their way to victory. And I just really like that thought. I like that idea, and I feel like it would just really be fun to play. And that's what I really want to do with this channel. So finally, the final cards that I would really like to showcase, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen these a lot. They are the promo cards from the Disney 100 gift set, and I think they just did a fantastic job with these cards. So, and I do have a favorite. And I'll show you that one last. And so let's get started with them. First, we have Maleficent, Uninvited. And isn't that just beautiful? I love how they have the raven there. Almost looks like he's made of ice, or he's frosted over. And it's just beautiful. I love those piercing eyes. They were able, even with this style of artwork, able to really capture that piercing gaze Maleficent has. And it's just beautiful. And then having the artist signature on the card also foiled with the card was just like icing on the cake. It really is beautiful. I'm really happy they got to do this, and I'm really happy that I was able to get my hands on these. Then we have Genie, Power Unleashed. I mean, look at that. Look at that. You have that green smoke around him being an emerald card. Really showcase the color of ink. And what's awesome about this card is the illustrator that illustrated this card was the illustrator for the original Genie. And to be able to bring them in to add to Lorcana, I think is just awesome. It's just awesome. They did a wonderful job with this card. Really, I can't be happier with it. Really get that personality of Genie through the facial expression, how he's carrying himself. You even have the finger point from the green smoke coming off of his hand. It's just a good card. Good card. Then we have Maui, Demigod. Honestly, I love how they did the artwork to match the scene. And I love that scene. I love when I love it when Moana is just crashed trying to get her bearings and find Maui on this island. And next thing you know, Maui's just screaming, "I have a boat!" It's amazing. It's funny. It really, to me, really jumpstarts the whole character dynamic between Maui and Moana. And I think it gives us a really good sneak peek into his personality right off the bat, and what we kind of will expect from him throughout the movie. And this artwork, they did just a fantastic job capturing that, and I absolutely love it. And then we have Mickey Mouse. Here's another one, friendly face, different from the Wayward Sorcerer. Of course, this is more classic Mickey look, feel, that smile, those inviting, just the inviting nature of Mickey. And I absolutely love this card. I love how they highlight the ink color that it's with. This one is amber, and look at all that beautiful, beautiful amber gold coloring that it has. Just a fantastic card. Then we have Stitch, Abomination. This happens to be one of my wife's favorite characters. She absolutely adores Stitch. I love Lilo and Stitch. I think that movie is fantastic. I've also seen the animated series, and honestly, the series is really good too. It's kind of fun to see a little more in-depthness to the characters, you know, a little bit more of, well, what happened afterwards, you know, after Stitch was allowed to stay, and then the others had to stay, and just how they all interacted with each other. The animated series is great. If you like Lilo and Stitch and you haven't seen it, you really should watch it. It's just good. It's just good business. And now on to my favorite card. And this is my favorite because of the artwork. Honestly, it just blows me away. And I mean, they all blow me away. Like I said, I had a huge list that I wanted to show, but just not enough time in an initial video to show everything off. I'm hoping to be able to showcase more cards later on down the road while I'm trying to, you know, build decks, you know, when I'm playing with other people and we're just enjoying it, talking about which cards are our favorites, which ones are not, the different reasons we like them, and just that community in general. Just sitting down and enjoying ourselves. So, finally, it is Elsa. Gloves off. This card. I mean, there's just so much to say about it. From the dress, how flowy they were able to make it. I mean, it really looks like it is kind of flowing in that wind, if you will, in the breeze. And the white just pops off that dark background. But you still have those trees in the background. Beautiful purples, beautiful blues. Her hair just kind of flowy, and the tones they chose for this card are just really pleasing to me. The different color tones and how they really played off of the white and those darker tones, the black, that darker purple, that kind of just, you know, darker like purple blue that they have there. You have the snowflakes to really showcase what kind of character she is. It really kind of is reminiscent of the part of the movie where she was in Atahalan. And when she went too far, she dove down deep into the sound, but ultimately was saved. And just, that whole scene just fills me with joy. That the song is so good, and probably one of my favorite songs in that entire movie. In both, you know, across both movies, really. So, those are just a few of my favorite cards. Like I said, thank you all for joining me today, or this evening, or this morning, depending on what time of day you got to see this. I really appreciate you taking out the time out of your day to just listen to me talk about something I absolutely love. I hope to be bringing you all more videos in the future. They're really going to focus on, you know, building decks that, you know, will be fun, either in a multiplayer format or in a casual 1v1. They're going to be just really things that I like. There'll probably be a lot of theme decks going. Like I said earlier, Seven Dwarves, Aladdin, Winnie the Pooh, Frozen. Just because I think it's just fun to be able to, I guess, play your way through the movies, if you will, or just with those characters all in one. You know, can you imagine having Anna and Elsa out and just being able to enjoy the game and enjoy the journey through it. I'm going to try to release a video every Friday. It's going to be rough. And I appreciate everyone's patience. I'm hoping to iron out a better backdrop instead of my Hero Academia playmat. It's really all I had on hand right now. Like I said, I'm new to all the social media stuff, and I'm just trying to learn as much as I can and make it through it as best I can. So again, this is Lorcana Craze, and I thank you all for joining me, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.